Morning, everybody. Answers by guest week 4. Guest Rob's here.
Hey! What's up, guys?
All right. So today we're going to try and go rather quickly. We're about 25 minutes from kickoff for the London game, part due. So Rob, whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
All right. Yep. Saints Dolphins over in London, over the pond. Another 9:30 game. Saints high offense. I think it's going to be an offensive game, to be honest with you. Let's throw some Saints players that you think are going to be pretty good, as well as who you thinking as far as Devontae Parker and Landry.
All right, I got Miami 41, Saints 40 in this one. So a lot of points. You know what I think about the London games? Big conspiracy. They want points scored. They want to be popular worldwide. So I like Michael Thomas in this game. It'll be interesting to see how they use Snead. I think they're going to use him. I think all week they've been saying that they're, not really going to be using him. They don't know what his role is going to be. I think that's sort of smoke and mirrors type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think Brandon Coleman, my man, gets some stuff. I think Ted Ginn might end up being the odd man out now. He'll be their deep man specialist, maybe their screen or a little...
roundabout or something like that, yeah. That makes sense.
Sweep type thing. Running game, Adrian Peterson, man, he should be dead to you. Throw him on the waivers. I think Kamara will have a good game.
Kamara, definitely a big pickup in waiver wire pickups this week, I know that.
Parker, Landry. I'd be cautious about Ajayi today. I'm going to play him, but they said they want to limit him on third down, so be interesting. Play both your quarterbacks, high-scoring game. This one should be fun.
All right, 1 p.m. hour. I was just talking to you. There's a bunch of games in here as far as winning records. Let's go Bills-Falcons. Do you see Falcons running game kind of being slowed down by the defense over there in Buffalo? Anybody on Buffalo is worth starting besides McCoy?
As far as Falcons, Tevin Coleman game. I see it. I feel it. Freeman will get his, but I think Coleman gets more today. I think a lot of screens and checkdowns. Gabriel probably get loose today, same type of way we just talked about Ted Ginn. Probably getting loose on a couple plays here and there. Julio will have a pretty good day. Buffalo really hasn't been allowing wide receivers to score touchdowns, but I wouldn't be afraid of him. Sanu last week I think was a flash in the pan. Don't expect too much from him today. I wouldn't even put him in as a wide receiver 3 unless everybody else on my team was benched. I'd like to see Zay Jones do something. I was big on him. Haven't really been doing much. They've been using Clay a lot, McCoy a lot. I think the Falcons' defense is a little bit better than most people think. And I think that the Falcons run away with this one. I'm going to say something like a 33-17 type game.
Okay. I agree with Zay Jones. I think that he's going to actually have some upgrade because they're going to be focused on Matthews a little bit more just because he had a better game last week. All right, let's move on to the next one. Steelers-Ravens. Ravens got destroyed last week over in London. Do they have a bounce-back game? Is it kind of worrisome as far as Flacco, what he's been doing? And I know you've mentioned it all year as far as his back being injured. Who do you see producing on there? And is it the normal Steelers? Is it the high offense? We're going to be moving the ball kind of deal.
This one, interesting. All year long I've said Ravens suck. I don't think they're that good. Plus they don't want to throw the ball. But then Flacco comes out and says we got to start throwing the ball more. I think they do against Pittsburgh today. I actually have Baltimore winning this one, 21-17. Because they're at home. They always play the Steelers tough. Steelers suck on the road. Antonio Brown will get his. Le'Veon Bell. He'll do okay today. Double digit, but I don't know if it'll be on the high end. Martavis Bryant will score a touchdown today, though. He hasn't done much all year. Today he will score a touchdown. Guarantee it. If I'm wrong, hit me up in the comments and yell at me and call me an idiot. But he will score a touchdown. As far as the Ravens, I don't know if you really want to play anybody. I think they're going to throw the ball around more. What does that mean? Does that mean Mike Wallace is actually going to catch a deep ball?
Oh, yeah, let's see. Macklin,
is Macklin going to stay in the game the whole game?
I don't know. He's
2 games in a row, I feel like. Their running backs, they got like a 4-headed monster. I really want to play my Ravens today. So take it for what it is if you have to. Again, Macklin and Wallace, but I'd put them on the bench today.
All right. Another intriguing games, Rams-Cowboys. Rams have been outstanding as far as their offensive ability to move the ball. I know you're really high on Goff, and I mean Gurley's doing unbelievable things. Like you said in the last show, he should have had 5 touchdowns last game, which is just mind blowing.
Yeah.
Cowboys still a little undecisive. Really good running back matchup here. Let's talk a little bit about what you think for the Cowboys, what you think for the Rams.
28-24, and I'm actually going to pick the Cowboys to win this week. I love Goff. I think Cooper Kupp does something pretty good today, because what you saw after Cooper Kupp's week 1 was defenses sort of shadowing him. And then you saw Sammy Watkins go off, Robert Woods go off. I think that Dallas sort of moves to those guys this game, and Cooper Kupp becomes a solid play today. So if you got him and you have to, feel confident about throwing him in there. Gurley will do well because they're riding him. Zeke will do well. Dak's going to have a good game. Dez is hard to trust right now, but like I said, they're going to try and get the other 3 guys involved, and they have. Witten will get a touchdown today. I just have a feeling he seems to be, the guy that doesn't die type of player.
Yeah, I mean, tight ends are tough to come by nowadays, too. So if you got Witten, that actually makes a lot of sense there.
If your tight ends are injured, pick up Witten real quick, throw him in. Cowboys win. Pretty good days out of most people. Nothing's going to blow the box scores out of them.
Gotcha. All right. Next one, Titans-Texans. Texans gave it to the New England. I actually almost won that game. Deshaun Watson, I thought, looked pretty good. Their running game was pretty good. Donta Foreman, I mean, I know you mentioned him. As far as the Titans, DeMarco Murray off with a big run, from last week. Looked okay, looked pretty good. What are you thinking as far as, what Texans are you starting, what Titans are you starting?
The Texans to win this one, 23-20. I'd be starting Donta Foreman if I really had to, because they came out this week and said they see him as a 3-down back.
I heard that too.
And like I said last week, they don't like Lamar Miller. The new regime there, they got him last year. They were excited about it, but I mean, he's sort of soured out on them. Will Fuller, I think he scores a big one today. I think they throw it deep and he scores.
Yeah, he's not Butterfingers.
I think he's going to catch it, score a touchdown, a nice big one. Hopkins is going to get his 10 to 15 targets. They're going to do enough to beat the Titans today because the Texans are at home, correct?
Texans at home, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Rashard Matthews. He's going to have a good game today.
Okay. All right, sounds good. What about the matchup actually between tight ends in that one? Griffin, Walker, what are you thinking of those guys?
I think Griffin's going to get 6 to 8 catches. They really love him there. Walker's interesting because there's another guy, Jonnu Smith, that he's got a touchdown I think in 2 or 3 weeks straight, 2 weeks at least. They really like him, so if anything happens to Delaney Walker, be ready to pounce on him. Walker's got an injury, a history of getting injured.
Oh, definitely, man. Yeah, being a Delaney Walker person on my team, I definitely know the ups and downs of Walker. All right, another intriguing matchup, Lions-Vikings. I mean, Lions got their hearts broken last week, scored the touchdown, and that wasn't a touchdown, but seemed like a touchdown. Weren't able to get another playoff. Definitely a great game for the endings last week. I know I mentioned week 3 was going to be a little weird. That was probably one of the best weeks I've ever seen in football.
Yeah.
Vikings, Casey Keenum throwing up bombs to Diggs. I mean, Thielen was good. Case Keenum. I keep on saying I call him Casey.
Okay.
But for some reason he was just shooting the ball everywhere. Does Diggs have a repeat performance? Can you see Thielen playing well? What about your man Stafford?
It's so weird. Because Case Keenum is better than his name, carries. Is he as good as he was last week? I don't think so. This game's going to be a weird game because you got 2 really good defenses. You love the Detroit defense.
I do, man. I want to scoop them up in every league possible.
Yeah, they've been playing extremely well.
Yeah.
So not really sure who wins this one. I'll be pulling for the Lions as a Packers fan. I don't want the Vikings to get too far ahead. But I'm not really sure. I play my guys in this game. If I got any of the receivers on any of the teams, I wouldn't play Galladay. I'd be nervous about playing Jones. I'll play Tate. I'll play Ebron actually this week because again, tight end position is just ridiculous right now.
Yeah, it's tough, man, finding a good starting tight end.
Play Rudolph. Play Thielen. Play Diggs. Stafford, I'm playing him in 1 or 2 leagues because I'm not playing him in a couple leagues, so I kind of want to balance it out.
Yep.
I don't know, this could be like a 17-14 game.
Gotcha.
I don't know who wins.
I don't know. For some reason, I feel Treadwell's going to do something in this game, man. I know you mentioned him a couple weeks ago. Yeah. They're going to be focusing on the big three over there. You know, Diggs, Thielen, Rudolph. I can see him sneaking in, maybe a touchdown, a couple receptions. Mm-hmm. All right. Panthers, Patriots. I don't know. The Panthers team, they're 2-1, but they're not looking good. Cam's just so rusty. They lost Olsen. I mean, Kelvin Benjamin got hurt last week. Curtis Samuel's out this game. I mean, what do you do with them? Is it going to be a lot of, McCaffrey kind of deal? Patriots, they went back to the old Patriots. They had a tough game against the Texans, but Brady was Brady. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about them.
This will be an interesting game. You'll learn something here, whether you're a Patriots defense owner or a Cam Newton owner, because Patriots have a terrible defense somehow, and Cam Newton is a terrible quarterback. Somehow.
Yeah.
So either he's going to do really well, or the Patriots defense is going to do really well, and then we'll know, who really sucks. Amendola's coming back. Watch for Amendola. Watch for Hogan. I think they shut down Cooks a little bit today because he's having this type of season, up and down, up and down. So temper your expectations with him. Throw a dart at Amendola or Hogan if you need to. Today will be a Dion Lewis game. This is the one, Dion Lewis. If he's on your waiver wire and you need a running back, scoop him this morning.
Yeah,
throw him in there.
Yeah, I can see that.
McCaffrey is going to, if they start to use him right, have a huge game. Calvin Benjamin, all systems go. I'd play him.
Okay.
He'll have a good game. Barring Cam Newton doesn't stink it up like he has been.
All right, interesting, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the 4 o'clock games. 49ers, Cardinals. It sounds weird to be talking about this game. Obviously, 49ers 0-3, Cardinals 1-2. I just think there's a lot of offense that could be possibly happen here. Hyde, questionable for today. Probably going to play, but I actually picked up Breida in a league, trying to see if we can get something going there. Let's talk about the running game there. Let's talk about the wide receivers on the Cardinals.
As far as the wide receivers on the Cardinals, I'm waiting for Chad Williams to really do something. The rookie, I think, in order for him to do that, Fitzgerald's going to have to get hurt because he kind of would be better off in that Fitzgerald type role. Mm-hmm. Then they got 3 wide receivers that are all pretty much the same player, Nelson, Brown, and Brown. You never really know who's healthy, who's going to have the good game. So I throw caution to the wind with both of those. It's weird because I see the Cardinals really winning this game, but Cardinals and Niners, they always play within a field goal of each other. So I think this game has a large spread, but I think the 49ers keep this one close. I think Marquise Goodwin, he's your sleeper of the day. He's the top sleeper of the day. If you look, the Cardinals, and anybody that's been watching this show that thinks we don't know what they're talking about, this it will be the barometer right here, because if you look at the Cardinals, every time they played a team, the secondary receiver is the one that has a really good game because their top receiver is being shut down by Peterson. Yep. So Garcon is going to be blanketed. Marquise Goodwin should have a really good game today. The 49ers running backs, if you got to play Hyde, play him, but I'd be very cautious. I'd have Breida on my bench ready to sub him before the 4 o'clock game.
Yeah, definitely a good handcuff. All right, Eagles-Chargers. Eagles won a close 61-yard field goal. Unbelievable, man. The end of that fourth quarter in that game was outstanding last week. G-Men 0-3, we'll get to them. But what are you seeing for the Eagles? Chargers, Melvin Gordon, a little banged up, the same knees being hurt. Do you play Gordon as an everyday back like you normally would? Let's throw some information there.
All right, the Eagles, I think the Chargers secondary is quite beat up. I think they're going to win this game because they're at home and they've been losing all these games. And this is just a game that San Diego wins. I can see it like a 27-24. They win. Alshon Jeffrey will have a pretty good game. Okay. Hopefully Zach Ertz keeps it going. He's got to be one of the top tight ends so far this year.
I think he's the top tight end, to be honest with you.
Corey Clement, I forgot to mention him. Or maybe I did mention him last week. I can't remember. I'm getting old. Him and Smallwood should do really well today. Blunt will probably get you a goal line touchdown. Chargers, I'm nervous about Melvin Gordon today because I feel like they're going to want to conserve him because they still think that they can be competitive because they've been relatively competitive and they have a really good roster. If I had my Nick Stradamus hat,
coming soon, guys. Nick Stradamus.
My prediction today is Keenan Allen gets hurt. This is the game.
Oh no!
This is the game. Keenan Allen gets hurt. Mike Williams coming back next week. Grab him now. I did.
So did I.
So this is tough. I think I think Tyrell Williams finally has a pretty good game today because Keenan Allen goes out.
Okay. I'm kind of thinking Torrey Smith, to be honest with you. I don't know. I feel like he hasn't really gotten that much burn.
Yeah.
He got a little burn last week. I started seeing some signs from him. I can see him getting a deep one.
That's a good call.
All right. Giants and Buccaneers. Giants 0-3. I mean, their offense finally woke up, in the fourth quarter last week, end of the third quarter. Bucks actually not playing too bad. I mean, they got some weapons there. Let's talk about, is Eli going to open his eyes today? And let's talk about Winston on the other side. Is he going to be throwing the ball everywhere?
Yeah, I think the Giants actually win this one.
Okay.
Which is tough for me to say. But I think they do because I think the second half last week's game really woke them up. Whatever they did to change things on offense, I think it carries over into today. I don't think the Bucs defense is as bad as they looked last week because I don't think Case Keenum, like I said earlier, is as good as he looked last week. So I think the Giants win. I play Odell. I actually think Brandon Marshall's going to have a pretty good game today for once.
Okay.
Ingram's been steady. Their running backs, they need to just abandon the run, do what Green Bay does, check downs to Montgomery and now Aaron Jones. And as far as Tampa Bay, Evans will get his. He'll be blanketed quite a bit. I actually think Chris Godwin's going to have a good game today. He got his first 3 catches last week of the season. I think they're going to start to finally realize he's better than Adam Humphries. And if those guys on your waiver wire, you're going to want to get them. Doug Martin coming back next week.
Oh, yeah. Big move, man.
Yep.
So what are you saying? Jaquez Rogers no good today?
No, I think the Giants win because the Bucs can't run the ball because their 2 running backs that they have are terrible.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sim's not looking too great either, man. I think this is the game of the week for me. Raiders-Broncos. I think this is going to be a playoff matchup later on in the season. Actually, Michael Crabtree was put down to doubtful for today. Does that give an uptick to Amari Cooper? Anybody else? Maybe Seth Roberts over there? And let's talk about what Simeon looked like last week. Am I worried about my receivers on that side?
I kind of think the Broncos obliterate them in this game. I think C.J. Anderson has a huge game. I think Manny Sanders, Demaryius Thomas have really good games. The Oakland defense just sucks for some reason. I don't get it. And I don't think that Carr, after last week's game, is that bad. But going into Denver and trying to beat this defense without Crabtree, that's just going to...
Crabtree's tough, man.
I don't think that's going to help Cooper unless, he holds on to the ball. I don't think it's going to help him because now they're just going to shift double his way. So Seth Roberts will get a touchdown today. They love him in the red zone anyway. Jared Cook will get a touchdown if they get 2. I think in this game they're going to have to use Richard and Washington more than they have this year.
Okay.
Because I think Denver's going to focus on Lynch and Cooper. So caution for those 2.
And what about just real quick, Demaryius Thomas, Sanders, who has a better game?
They're both going to get 8 grabs.
Ooh.
They're both going to be 90 plus, and they're both going to have a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. We can talk about the 8:30 game. We're getting close on time here. Seahawks, Colts. I think, honestly, the Seahawks are just going to blow in out the entire team. One person I did want to bring up was Doug Baldwin, a little banged up. More than likely going to play. Do you see Lockett coming out? What about Paul Richardson?
Yeah, I think Paul Richardson's going to have a huge game. It'd be nice to see if Darbo gets in.
Okay.
If he plays, he might have a good game. I'm hoping Wilson kills it. I'm hoping Carson kills it. There's no reason they shouldn't. The Colts defense is not good. The Colts offense looked a lot better than they have with Brissett.
Yeah, good call on T.Y. last week.
Yeah.
And then kind of bringing that up, do you start T.Y. against Sherman?
I'd start T.Y. and I'd feel okay because I know they're going to have to be, I think they should, have to be throwing the ball a lot. I mean, we got like a 14-point spread.
Yep.
So, like, Seattle should be killing them. I mean, the 12th man's going to be going nuts there tonight. So, I'd start T.Y. You know, he's a fine wide receiver, too.
Okay. What about Doyle, man? He had a rough game last week. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I mean, I'd start my Colts receivers if I had to because I feel like they're going to have to throw the ball. I don't think Gore, and if Mac's back.
Mac's out.
Yeah, he's out. So Gore and Turbin, I don't think they're going to be able to do much against the Seattle front.
Okay.
So I'd start my Colts receivers if I had to.
All right, last game, Monday night. I think it's a really good game, too. Redskins, Chiefs. Redskins kind of surprising people. Like, you kind of called Kirk Cousins coming on last week. Definitely shout out to Reeves. I know he had asked you the question on who to start. And Chiefs just, I don't know, are they the best team in football right now? I think they are, by far.
Yeah, this one will be a good game, too. High scoring. Chiefs defense is good. But like I said last week, I think the Skins will start to get it going. I think Doxson's going to have a good game. He's my second sleeper of the week behind Marquise Goodwin. So if I got Doxson, I got a flex position, or a third wide receiver that I have to play due to some injuries, maybe Baldwin's out or something, I would play Doxson. I'd scoop him and throw him in there. I think Cousins really likes him. Him and Terrell Pryor really haven't been connecting very well.
Agree, yeah.
I don't know if Crowder's going to be healthy enough to do much. He was the highest targeted receiver aside from Chris Thompson last week. I don't think this Chris Thompson run continues. I think the Chiefs will probably focus on shutting him down a little bit.
Okay.
So I play your Washington wide receivers. You're playing Tyreek, Hunt, and Kelsey. It's going to be a high-scoring game because it's Monday night. So I think high 20s, very low 30s. Okay. I think the Chiefs come out on top, maybe by a field goal.
I'm kind of thinking the opposite of Thompson. I think he gets it one more week, but let's see what happens. All right, that's it, guys. Like I said, it's going to be a quick one this time. 9:30 games coming up. Answers by guess. Just reach out to us, questions, comments. We're still going to be answering until the 1 o'clock hour. Yeah. So definitely feel free to hit us up on Twitter, Facebook. Hopefully the Facebook website I'm going to be getting up and going by the end of the month. Anything else, bud?
We did it right before 9:30.
All right, we're uploading soon, guys.
Today, everybody.
All right,
See
happy
ya.
fantasy.